Hey, it's Black Vader again with another video. Um, Reading Neely Fullers' The Code Concept. You can get it at producejustice.com. Like, comment, subscribe. On my last video, I went over the two basic reactions to racism, which is cooperation, which is and resistance to white supremacy. There's also, I'm sorry. The five major political isms in thought, speech, and action of all people in the known universe, which was racism, meism, twoism, tribalism, universalism. And I also went over the two basic racial systems in the known universe, which were racist speech and action and counter-racist speech and action. So I'm going to just continue to read the four basic stages of racism, white supremacy, and furthermore, also during this time, I hope everyone is staying safe and wearing a mask or doing what you gotta do and just saving money and stuff, because these are times that, we are living in. They're rough, so all we gotta do is just try our best to stay on code, stay positive, and look out for all people, not just black and white, but we have to be courteous to everybody and show kindness and respect to others, because this world is truly insane. So we have to be good, because being good is the only way out of this situation. Being evil is what got us in the situation. So we somehow must be good and be loving to one another. So here we go. The four basic stages of racism, white supremacy. According to compensatory counter-racist logic, there is reason to believe that there are four basic stages of racism, white supremacy. 1. Establishment. 2. Maintenance. 3. Expansion. And 4. Refinement. Explanation. Establishment. The sum total of all speech and or action by those white people who seek to dominate and mistreat through the practice of racism those persons classified as non-white. Maintenance. The sum total of all speech and action and or action by those white people who practice racism and who seek to maintain the practice of racism at all times in all areas of activity. Expansion. The sum total of all speech and action or action by those white people who practice racism and who do so in a manner that directly or indirectly helps to promote and expand the number of non-white people made subject to racism. Refinement. The sum total of all speech and or action by those white people who practice racism in a manner that refines the methods that helps to make the practice of racism more efficient and or more acceptable to their victims, non-white people. What is meant by establishing white supremacy? The term establishment of white supremacy means to make white supremacy a reality. At some point in the past, an effective number of people classified as white began promoting the idea of dominating all of the non-white people of the known universe entirely on the basis of color and or factors associated with color. These people produce ways and means of establishing the domination through trial and error, based primarily on the use of deceit and direct violence. The skillful use of these methods proved to be totally effective in dominating all of the non-white people of the known universe in all areas of activity, including economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war/counter war. Each individual white person who supported the concept of white supremacy racism contributed to the support and contributed to that support in some form of direct or indirect speech and or action that resulted in non-white people being subordinate to white people on the basis of color and or factors associated with colors. This color code of thought, speech, and action by individual white people resulted in a pattern of racist thought, speech, and or action by an effective number of white people, which in turn resulted in what is now be correctly called white supremacy, or the system of white supremacy. I like to say it's the Matrix. Yeah. Or hell on earth. Or if Lucifer killed God and he ran the world. And yeah, that's it. What did Lucifer do? Take 2/3 of the what took like 2/3 of the angels? I don't know what it was, but take that part out of it. I might take it out. Who cares? Since white supremacy came into existence through a process which evolved through the thought, speech, and action of white people as individual persons, there is no known code of white supremacy that can be formally recognized as such in a single set of words or pictures. So I think it's like you can't describe it. It's more like it's like you can't put white supremacy in a photo. To me, you can. Like for me, like as an artist, all you gotta do is draw a fucking jail and put the world in a fucking jail and just say slap the logo white supremacy on it. That's it. That's all it is. That's all it is. That's all it is. They own the fucking world. That's it. That's in my opinion. But the basic code of white supremacy is a total pattern of everyday thought, speech, or action of an individual white person who practices it. Thus, everything that each white person says or does that helps promote white supremacy is all a part of the white code, and are parts of the white code is for the purpose of maintaining white supremacy. See 6 most important characteristics of racist man and racist woman. And then that goes to referring to that. What is meant by maintaining white supremacy? Here we go. This is, okay, so when people ask you what is meant by maintaining, what is the whole purpose, refer to this. The term maintaining slash continuing, that's why all the news is always trying to talk about continuing white supremacy and every aspect besides this Rona stuff is like maintaining. It's like keep us number one. There's always a race. Remember, there's a race. There's a race. So guess what? For number one, this is what the race is doing to stay number one. That's why it's a race. That's why they call it race. But the thing is, there's more of them than there are of us, but they control the Coliseum, they control the gun that's being shot, they control the lines that are on the ground, they control everything, okay? So you gotta understand, there's little less power being dominated over there during these years, but it's still, the Coliseum is still owned by white supremacy. You understand? So we are still being coached by them. Do you understand? Because we're looking around like, oh shit, this is still their Coliseum. You know what I'm saying? There's no doubt about that at all. You want to know why? Okay, tell a black person to go to the moon right now. Just be like black people. Go to the moon right now. Build a rocket ship and go to the moon right now. We have enough resources and enough money to do so, but we're going to have to ask white people for help. Do you understand? We're so behind in this race. So, sorry about that. What is meant by maintaining white supremacy? The term maintaining continuing white supremacy racism means to keep white supremacy a reality. The people who practice white supremacy do so by constantly thinking, speaking, and or acting in a manner that directly or indirectly keeps all of the non-white people of the known universe subjugated on a basis of color at all times, in all places, in all areas of activity. White supremacy, in order to be correctly called white supremacy, is and must be practiced against all people of the known universe classified as non-white. This includes forms of white supremacy that are practiced both directly and indirectly. It is not necessary for white supremacists to be within sight of or to be in direct contact with non-white people in order for those white supremacists to maintain white supremacy. All you gotta do is put up a Confederate flag. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, don't let me go there. But let me see. Should I go through? Yeah, maybe I should go through. I gotta stop ranting if I mean that. If I can go through with this. Okay. What is meant by expanding white supremacy? The term expanding white supremacy means to increase the number of people who are subject to white supremacy. Since the establishment of white supremacy, the white supremacists have expanded and are adding strength to their power by acting to make sure that all non-white people born into the universe are made subject to the will of the white supremacists at all times, in all places, in all areas of activity. In the world socio-material system dominated by the white supremacists, every non-white person born in a known universe immediately becomes a victim and subject to the system of white supremacy. That means if you got color, you're fucked. Whether you're dark skinned, light skinned, Dominican, American, if you got color, you're screwed. You're a victim. I don't care what time it is. I don't care how rich you are. You can be LeBron James. LeBron James's money and all black people's money will not measure up to white supremacy's power. Period. It's who's on a fucking dollar, who's putting the money out. I'm sorry, I'm going off. I'm sorry. In a world socio-material system dominated by white supremacy, every non-white person born in a known universe immediately becomes a victim of, a subject to the system of white supremacy. This happens automatically. The reason being that racist man or racist woman, white supremacists collectively, are the direct or indirect functional masters of all the non-white people in the known universe in all areas of activity. The expansion of white supremacy also means that the longer white supremacy is maintained, the greater effect it has on the thinking of non-white people. So the longer it is, the more retarded people are becoming. And it's a fact. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh my god. The greater effect it has on. Thus, if the thinking of non-white people is dominated by people who practice white supremacy, and these thoughts cause non-white people to function in greater support of white supremacy, the effects of white supremacy are expanded. Since white supremacy is the most masterful expression of falsehood, deception, non-justice, and incorrectness among the people of the known universe, any expansion of white supremacy only helps to promote falsehood, deception, non-justice, and incorrectness. What is meant by refining white supremacy? The term refinement of white supremacy means to improve methods of maintaining white supremacy. This means that the white supremacists work to decrease the necessity for using direct violence, so they're not going to pull up. We're going to pull in. That means that the white supremacists work to decrease the necessity for using direct violence and for the threat of direct violence against non-white people. Instead, they act to increase the use of deceit as a basic means of causing their victims to enjoy and or not resist their subjugation to white supremacy. The refinement stage of white supremacy is the ideal stage of racial subjugation to best help those white supremacists who strive to produce it. They prefer a condition in which their victims willfully support being the subjects of the white supremacists as they become accustomed to believing that this is the best possible arrangement between white and non-white people. The white supremacists promote the refinement of white supremacy by speaking and or acting in a manner that makes the practice of white supremacy more acceptable and or more appealing to the victims. This is done through the constant process of improved deception. 6 most important characteristics of racist men and racist movement. The refinement stage of white supremacy is generally promoted through the systematic use of falsehood and or flattery. Sometimes the flattery takes the form of material objects distributed among the non-white people of the non-universe to be used as so-called status symbols. The refinement stage of white supremacy includes speech and or action by the white supremacists that appears to be against white supremacy, but in truth the only promotion of white supremacy and in a different and or more deceitful form. White supremacy racism is a non-just and incorrect socio-material practice, no matter how it is practiced and no matter how appealing or acceptable it may be to its victims. I think that's it. Like, comment, subscribe. If you guys are enjoying the videos, please continue to watch. And I'm going to continue to do these videos since I keep on getting views. So for some reason it's working. Also, yes, thank you guys for being a part of this. I'm going to continue to produce justice and do my part because this is who I am. This is my role in this destiny and in this universe and what God has created for me. So I will at least read, even if these, whatever, how many videos I've made, make 10 views or whatever, and that is my role in this society, in this universe, then it is what it is. Then I've helped someone be put on that path. And the butterfly effect of change makes it for me and other non-white people and white people to produce justice and love for each other in this universe, because maybe what I'm doing can set a path for somebody else in the future. So it is what it is. I just want to thank you guys for being patient with me and reading for almost 20 minutes. So yeah, I just went over, what does it say? The 4 basic stages of racism. Thank you guys. I am Michael or Black Vader. Maybe I'll put some music up if you guys ask for it. If I won't, then it is what it is. But thank you guys for being patient with me. I love you guys. Peace.